There we go.
There's got peanut butter jelly in it. There's no way I don't wear this. This is good. I don't even know where to go with that. The one thing I just learned in that piece, Michael, you're definitely more intelligent than me, which we knew that already coming in this, but the thing they had in the middle of the toothpick, I didn't even realize we were doing that. You took yours out, Ian, and I was trying to work around mine, and it didn't go so well, but a lot of fun from there. Man, it was good too. I think that, 2 grilled cheese, peanut butter jelly, and a burger.
Hey guys, we've been trying to do this for a while now. We'll probably get it working finally.
Cheeseburger again without putting grilled cheese on the outside of it because it was fantastic. We lacked one thing. There was other beverages there that were obviously not. We were indulging in those, but what a great spot! It was a great spot. And
making me pizza right now.
Here in Daytona Tap Room, so we're definitely gonna be free. Let's talk about what you're going with this time. Tweet about what you would like to be doing right now, and. Is that your form right there? Honestly, that is my form. I mean, you have.
I'm gonna do some real quick here. I'll be back in a second.
I think. Really, no matter.
Does that work? No, it does not. Okay. I'm done the race anyways. I'm done the race. Whatever wins later anyways. Whatever wins later. Why is the Indian Wells isn't on yet? It was on today, or Tokyo Lens wasn't on today. It was surprising.
Welcome to OCRP. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to OCRP. What we made. It's a mobile bar. It's a bar that comes to you. Yep. And we're definitely not going to overcharge for drinks. No, we're Craig and Hector today, so we're going to be quite noticeable light packages behind the bar too. Don't worry, that's just salt for the rims. Yeah, the rims of Margaret.
Depreciation per day. It could be worse. Could be a lot worse. It's fine. It's I only owe double what it's worth. Could be triple. It's fine. It's good. It's a good thing. Actually, it's a good thing. I'm happy it's worthless. Because this video is comprised mostly of complaints, I wanted to let you know right off the bat that I love this car. It's fast. It's comfortable. It handles extremely well. And the software is okay.
No. Here we go.
This thing hustles. I love to bomb around in it everywhere. Back roads and city streets. It's just fun to drive everywhere, which is part of the reason why I've racked up so many miles. So 100% would buy again. Thanks for watching. No, that's later in the video. I'll start out with the thing a lot of people are worried about when it comes to high mileage EV, and that's battery health. First of all, you cannot tell anything about battery state of health from range or estimated range. It's too inaccurate. There's too many variables involved. Don't even be tempted to guesstimate battery health based on range or estimated range. So how do you tell battery health then? Well, one way is to ask the car. Most, if not all, modern EVs track battery health internally. These metrics can be a bit off, but they're a far more accurate approximation than any range test would be. I got a third-party diagnostic software for Volvos and Polestars called Orbit that reported to me, among other things, the battery state of health percentage as reported by the car. But before I tell you what that number was, just a quick word on how battery degradation works. Another qualifier, just get to the number. No, information is important. Battery degradation is not linear. You get a big hit of degradation right at the beginning, whether that's the first year of ownership or first several thousand miles, I don't know, and then it tapers off from there. Here's a graph I made up. So if you have 10% degradation at 50,000 miles, which would be kind of high, by the way, that doesn't mean you'll have 20% degradation at 100,000 miles. It'll probably be more like 11 or 12% degradation. And now that you know that, at 77 kilomiles, my battery state of health, as reported by the car, is at 91.5%. It's about where I expect it to be. So my 71 kilowatt hour gross battery pack is now more like 71.4 kilowatt hours gross. I expected 100,000 miles, I'll be at about 90% state of health. We'll see if I'm right. Changing direction completely, I'm on my third set of tires now. The factory set were Continentals. They were great, but they didn't last an especially long time. And by not especially long, I mean they hardly lasted at all. So when I upgraded them, I got Pirellis because they were supposed to last a lot longer, which they did. But I hated everything else about them. Their wet weather performance was terrible. Their dry weather performance was terrible, and they were noisy. I hated them a lot. So when I got a puncture in one of the tires, rather than just patch the tire and move on, I took that as an opportunity to upgrade to a set of tires that I didn't hate.
Can your pad absorb everything and stay fresh? Always Flex Foam can. It's the only pad made with a flexible foam core that locks in blood and sweat while the top stays dry, keeping you up to 100% leak and odor free. See what foam can do for you.
So where do you want to go? I went back to Continental. These are DWS-06s, and I love them. I long, but I don't care. You don't want something you hate to last a really long time. That's just more time you're stuck with. Just coincidentally, how I feel about the Toyota Corolla.
The Corolla Prius needs to get removed.
In last year's update, I told you about the time that I got distracted and absolutely curved the right front wheel, and how I sent my car off to my nearest Polestar service center for a wheel alignment and to replace.
Hey guys, just killing some time right now. The NASCAR thing got canceled due to two things. One, I'm tired of waiting for the race to start up again, and then two, I broke the antenna. So yeah.
So I sent it off to the Polestar service center to have those things replaced.
Yeah.
Which was not cheap. So now on this corner, I'm on my second wheel and my third brake rotor because I'm an idiot. Another issue I've had that you could argue is my fault, but I would say that it's not my fault, is for a period, the airbag light came on. I took this autocrossing at some point last year, and on the first corner of the first run, I dove onto the brakes, and the airbag light came on, indicating that there was something wrong with the airbags somewhere. and it stayed on for about 10,000 miles. So did I fix it? No, I was too lazy to take it to the service center, but it didn't matter because somewhere in Nashville I hit a really big pothole, and when I hit that pothole, the airbag light went back off again. And it hasn't come back on since, and this was like 6 months ago. So thank you, terrible roads of Nashville, and that's all the issues I've had since last year's update. Okay, I've had 2 other issues since last year's update, but they're not my fault. Okay, one of them might be my fault. There's a subtle but annoying grumbling, clicking sound coming from the right rear CV shaft at low speeds under regen. And there's a really annoying popping sound coming from somewhere in the right front suspension. But that's the one that might be my fault because that's the corner that I absolutely smacked into a curb. Both of these noises started happening before the car's warranty ended at 50,000 miles, so naturally I had it trucked off to the Polestar Service Center for them to have a look at it. Unfortunately, they said, "We don't hear anything," and sent it back. And now it's out of warranty. So I guess I just deal with the noises now. They don't seem to be a symptom of a bigger issue, so I think it's fine. I have had this wheel off to look at the suspension. I can't tell where the noise is coming from, and nothing looks or feels off. So I guess my car just makes 2 noises now.
Hello.
Thankfully, the obnoxious squeak coming from somewhere in the rear suspension that I mentioned in last year's update was fixed
Hello.
by the service.
Having dinner right now. Add to sauce, I think. My dinner.
Polestar Service Center is over 400 miles away in Columbus, Ohio. Or at least it was until Polestar built a new service center in Franklin, Tennessee, but that's still 250 miles away. While it was under warranty, Polestar would pay to have my car shipped out to the service center for warranty-related issues. But now that it's out of warranty, it's not going back to the service center unless I absolutely have to take it. Be good. Please don't do breaky things. Speaking of the warranty, the battery is still under warranty and will be until I hit 100,000 miles, which at my current rate will happen by the end of the year. I'll report back once I hit 100,000 miles, unless I forget. This car has been relatively trouble-free, which I want to act surprised by, but I really fully expected it to be trouble-free. I mean, heck, if I expected it to have troubles all the time, I wouldn't have bought it, because when I bought it, my nearest Polestar service center wasn't in Columbus, Ohio. It was even further away in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Get yourself Toyota ready for your truck and all-wheel drive season with the best-selling Toyota Corolla. Now available with all-wheel drive. Lease a new Corolla from $229 a month or get 4.99 APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
This video is Factor by Sponsor. Sponsored by Factor. Ready-to-heat meals delivered straight to your door. Factor meals are delivered straight to your door in a chilled box. When you're hungry, just pick your meal. In my case, chicken cacciatore, which is incredibly good. Puncture the film to vent it, pop it into the microwave for 2 minutes, and enjoy your meal. These are really good. Every week you have 35 meal options to choose from, including popular options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, and protein plus. Factor meals are great for when I'm on the go or don't have time to go out and get food or cook myself, or really any other time. They're just great meals. Factor continues to make restaurant quality meals come out of a microwave, and it's like magic. This chicken cacciatore is amazing. I recommend everyone try Factor, and that's not just because they're paying me to make this ad. Factor is really good. So if you want to try it, go to Factor75.com and use code AgingWheels50 at checkout for 50% off your first box and 20% off your next box. Again, that's Factor75.com.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Depends if the computer will cooperate with me.
And 20% off your next box. You won't regret it. It's really good. And because it's an EV, the only maintenance has really been tire replacement. Once it hits 100,000 miles, I'll probably check the coolant, maybe check and flush the gearbox oil if it calls for that sort of thing. EVs aren't maintenance free, but they sure are close to it. I'm inviting problems at this point, aren't I? Please don't do breaking things. My 2 biggest gripes with this car have been and continue to be efficiency, and I wouldn't be upset if it charged faster. 150 kilowatts peak at a 10 to 80% time, it's about 35 minutes, isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's really not fast enough for how often I road trip this thing. And 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour on a good day, I'm talking like peak efficiency numbers, is awful. Typical efficiency for this is not far off from a Rivian, and that's a 7,000-pound truck. Shut up, Bird. Thankfully, the 2024 refresh of the Polestar 2 addresses both of these issues. They gave it all new motors, which are something like 20% more efficient. They also changed the power distribution from symmetrical to rear bias. They gave it an all-new battery pack with increased capacity from 78 kilowatt hours gross to 82 kilowatt hours gross, and it charges faster. Peak speed is now 205 kilowatts, and the 10 to 80% time has dropped to just under 30 minutes. And they gave it an uglier nose. While those upgrades might not sound like much, they're a big deal. To illustrate that point, I route planned a trip from St. Louis to Phoenix using a better route planner. In my car, ABRP estimates I'll need 11 charging stops and spend 5 hours charging. If I route plan the same trip but select a 24 model year Polestar 2 instead, the number of charging stops drops by 2, and the time spent charging drops by over an hour. I mean, just look at the difference in estimation between these two cars. It estimates my car will average 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour of the trip, while the new one will average 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. Again, these are both dual motor cars I've selected. What's even crazier is that's just the difference in efficiency. ABRP, looking at the numbers, doesn't seem to be accounting for the newer car's faster charging speeds, so it might actually be even faster. So am I going to go out and buy a 24 model year Polestar 2? Well, no. First of all, there's the whole depreciation thing. The only reason I'd recommend you go out and buy a new Polestar is if you're a fiscal arsonist. But also, I casually left out some rather important information. In the US, only the single-motor rear-wheel drive cars get the new battery. The dual-motor cars get the same battery my car has, with 150 kilowatt charging and 78 kilowatt-hour gross capacity. The motors are more efficient, but the battery is no upgrade. And there's more to the new battery than just the numbers. One thing I do not like about the battery in my Polestar is how useless the bottom end of the pack is. It starts reducing power at about 13% state of charge, and it'll go into turtle mode at as high as 8% state of charge. Below about 6% state of charge, it's reduced power by so much you cannot safely get the car on the highway anymore. Because of this, I consider 10% to be zero. The new battery doesn't do this. I was watching a Jared Newman video where he was testing a new Polestar with the new battery pack, and he still had full power at 4%, and probably lower than that. So while on paper the new battery is only 4 kilowatt hours more capacity, it's effectively more like 10 kilowatt hours more capacity because you can actually use the bottom 10% of the pack. But again, US dual motor cars don't get the new battery. You may have noticed I've been talking about efficiency, not range. Well, there's a reason for that. Why am I doing this? Pick a location and stay there. Here?
Nope.
Okay.
The rather
Like
screwed
battery
up.
degradation and the typical efficiency numbers I see, my real world range is maybe 200 miles, but realistically a bit less than that. And remember, I don't consider the bottom 10% of my battery to exist, nor do I consider the top 10% of my battery to exist on trips, because charging from 90 to 100% on any charger takes nearly an hour.
Let's see.
Most using 80% of my
Let's
battery.
see, they're going back on. They're not going back on, then we're done.
My vertical range on trips is more like 150 miles.
They're still talking about it, so no, we're not watching it right now. They're still talking, so no, we're not watching it. Right now, we're not going to.
And on top of the Plus package, you can get the Napa leather seating package, which, by the way, is the only way to get ventilated seats in a Polestar 2. When I ordered my car, the market was very different. Gas prices were high, and inventory was a theoretical construct. So
Right now, they're still talking, so I don't know.
Exactly the car I
Are they
wanted.
going to stop talking? Maybe, but yeah, we'll see here.
I could pick a suboptimal
'Cause still-
part of the small available pre-configured inventory and have it almost immediately. So which one do you think I picked? None of the cars in there.
They're still talking about it, so I'm watching the TV right now.
So I had to pick one package to do with help. And the package I chose to omit was the Pilot Pack. The Pilot Pack includes all of the...
It's on Fox right now, so I can watch it on Fox.
It's Pilot Assist, which is Polestar's name for adaptive cruise and auto steer. So that's why my car doesn't have the Pilot Pack. This isn't because I'm impatient. But here's the thing about cars like mine without the Pilot Package.
So right now, since there's
I have all of the hardware for Pilot Assist.
I'm not listening to the radio, I'm going to be watching it.
The buttons on the steering
It'll work if it ever goes back on.
And I got 4 fidgety buttons to play with on the steering wheel. Remember that third-party diagnostic software I mentioned earlier?
NASCAR.
Well, it's more than just read stats from the car. It can also change car configuration. So I used it to turn on Pilot Assist. I now have Pilot Assist. So how is Pilot Assist? Well, I lived with this car for about 70,000 miles with just basic cruise control. Finally having a control is so nice. Previously, if I got stuck behind a car that was doing a little bit slower than me or varying their speed a little bit, I would get so annoyed. But now, I don't care. I can just sit behind them and let the car vary the speed for me. It's just the best thing ever. Like right now, I'm half distracted delivering lines to camera, and I'm stuck behind this Borrego. I don't care. It's so relaxing. 10 out of 10 would unlock again. The auto steer part, however, is less good. In fact, it's kind of bad. It's the kind of auto steer that tries to suck you down every off ramp, and it requires so much.
All right, the race right now, guys. So talk about the race. I'll be just do a couple things real quick, guys. Turn that off. They're still talking about it, so I'm waiting for it still. There we go. If it comes back on, yippee. If it doesn't. Yeah, I'm waiting for the race to start. Yeah. If it doesn't start till 7 o'clock, we're not going to worry about it right now. I have it. Right now, we're listening to these guys talk, and then that means it'll be on a different network. So, yeah, I have it on Tana, so you'll see how it happens. But, yeah, I might do some B-Stars later. A bit later. Why do I have 50%? 38%? How do I have 50? 41%. That's close enough. 47%, that's not bad. 47% is not bad. Let me stand back here. I got 47%. That's not bad. Had 52 earlier, so yeah. The race will start till 7 p.m. It's going to suck because we're not going to be up until 7. We're not going to stay up until 7. So since they're talking about the race and the race might get canceled, so yeah, I might get off here and do something else with the tablet. I lost the signal, guys. So I don't think we're going to watch NASCAR anymore. I think I lost because I lost the damn signal. $55. Golf sucks.
For different reasons. Pick with the stars so you can dance. There they are, sit there.
Let's try that. That doesn't work either, darn it.